The Evergreen Media Network Studio, powered by Scott Tree Services.
Treasure Coast Connector, connecting residents and businesses of the Treasure Coast. And here's your host, Ellen Contreras.
Welcome to Treasure Coast Connector. I'm your host, Ellen Contreras. Treasure Coast Connector is the talk show, an online community where we put a spotlight on interesting local businesses and resources, then connect them to you, the consumers in the community. Everyone has an interesting story of why they do what they do. When we learn about what's happening in our own backyard and support local businesses, it strengthens our local economy. For details on the show, links to discounts, promos, past interviews, check out www.tcconnector.com. Now, the Florida real estate market is always a hot topic, and with the recent National Association of Realtors lawsuit settlement, there's been a lot of talk. And joining me in the studio again, I think for the fifth time, I believe, is Robert MacCallum. Rob MacCallum, the broker owner of Exit Right Realty. He's got a lot to talk about with regard to this lawsuit settlement, what it means for all of us, and local trends here for Vero Beach and the Treasure Coast. So welcome back. I think, number five, you've been on the show already.
Probably about that, yeah. Well, thanks for having me.
And it's really because of the detailed information. So you do a lot of good on your social media, just giving us the latest and greatest. And I love when you do that here as well, because sometimes people's hair gets a little on fire about things. Yeah.
Real estate's not one of those topics usually.
But lately, right? So now before we talk about all of that, what made you and Colleen, your wife, the better half of Exit Right, dare I say, publicly, right?
I'll publicly say that.
Oh, very good. But what made the two of you want to get into real estate and open up your own agency?
So when I was in Massachusetts, I started an insurance company. I bought an insurance company that also came with a real estate arm. Mm-hmm. So then it was really hard to manage both in a growth mode state. So we decided to stick with the insurance agency up there, and we merged the real estate agency there. But that kind of gave us the introduction to real estate. Mm-hmm. And we both really liked it. I mean, it's 25% of our economy is something to do with real estate. So when we looked at what our license could actually do, it opened up a lot of doors. So that kind of really got us into the actual real estate world. And then when we came down here, we met with a Exit Realty recruiter for the franchise department. And, Colleen and I both fell in love with the philosophy, what they're all about, the fact that they're, family owned and operated all the way at the top, all the way down, and that there's, 70 plus offices throughout the state of Florida and, hundreds of offices throughout the country and Canada. It just really fell in line with exactly what we're looking for. So that's what drew us down here once we moved down here, or once she told me we were moving down here. That kind of got us really ingrained into the industry.
Well, very good. And so that's a big footprint, a lot of support there, so that was a very good choice. Now, something that has been getting people's feathers ruffled for a while, and we're not going to talk about interest rates. I don't care what the interest rates are right now, right? But we were enjoying such low interest rates for a while, and that doesn't last forever. And that was quite an anomaly.
Correct. But
people still seem to be like timing and waiting when maybe they really shouldn't. Maybe they're hurting themselves. So, and, back in the 70s, 80s, double digit, interest rates. So what is your advice for people?
So my advice is, if you're ready and willing and able to do it, jump on it. Because if you think about it, if you had a conversation with someone who lived through 2008, 2007, that era, I can't tell you how many people say now they wish they bought more real estate at that point. So historically, real estate is the best investment you can make. It's an appreciating asset. And so what's happening is, and what the theory is right now, is that we have an interest rate that is going to be kind of stable for the foreseeable future. It might go down a point or a point and a half or whatnot. But as soon as that happens, talk to any mortgage broker. They have pre-qualification letters that they have put out in droves. So as soon as that interest rate comes down, those people are going to enter the market. That now just created a seller's market again. So what that means is the prices are going to be driven up. You're going to see multiple offers. You're going to be competing against cash. All these type of things are going to open up the market. So what that's going to then do is drive the price of the house up. And so you're kind of in a different situation. And so if you don't have the cash position to put large deposits down, then that's going to be where you're going to struggle. So if you're in a position and you're waiting for the rates to drop, when the rates drop, we are predicting that the home prices are going to rise. So you're better off now getting into the price where the home is now, paying a decent leverage, because you do have leverage in the market right now, and then refinancing once, those rates do come down.
Yeah. I like that a lot, because there are people that, their families are expanding, so they need a bigger house, or, they're out of college, they're starting their career, they want to get a starter house, or people who are looking to downsize. They're older and they're in a bigger home that they don't need, and it's like, it's paid off, and then they're thinking, oh, this interest rate. Well, no, don't do that. Take care of your needs, your housing needs, and not worry so much. That's what I say. Do you like that advice? Is that good advice from a non-realtor?
Any advice of people not waiting, I'm happy. I'm happy with that, because I think people are really going to be looking back, and again, like they have in the last several times, they're going to be kicking themselves for not buying now. And we always look in the past and say, oh, I wish I bought the house when it was $250,000 and now it's a $600,000 home. Yeah, we all wish we made those decisions.
Oh yeah.
Stop repeating the mistake. If you're ready and you're able to do it, do it.
Yeah, the shoulda, coulda, woulda. My husband and I had that situation where we were thinking, oh, let's buy a rental property, and we should have done that 10 years ago.
Absolutely.
Shoulda, coulda, woulda.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
What's stopping you from doing it now?
That is true. So
rents are at all-time high.
Yeah.
I mean, the numbers work. Look at that cash flow and do that math.
Yeah, that is true.
Still a good time to buy rentals.
Yeah, we'll talk about that after.
Yeah.
Very good. Okay, so now the other hot topic, the NAR lawsuit, when realtors understand the NAR lawsuit, and then for the homeowners, the National Association of Realtors lawsuit, it was a settlement. And so what does this mean for the broker owners like yourself, realtors, and then homeowners like myself?
Sure. For me, the brokers are going to have to pay more attention to their agents, the quality of people they're bringing into their brokerage, and the practices that they are teaching them. So for the broker level, that's definitely has to change, because, one of these problems that we've had out there is we've had absentee brokers, and we've kind of let agents, a lot of companies have let agents kind of just run wild.
So the cats are loose.
The cats have been loose.
And there's no cat herding.
Right. We need to wrangle them back in. I think for the agents, you're going to see the bad actors go away, and you're going to see the professional agents that really have good processes and are really in it for the right reasons rise to the top, and they'll actually be doing more business. We've been telling our agents, this is an opportunity for you to rise to the top, because you do the right things. We go through processes the right way, and you treat your clients correctly and your customers correctly, you're going to rise to the top. And the part-time agents that really don't, they just dabble in real estate, they're going to struggle. And as far as for the consumer, not much is going to change, to be honest with you, because you've always been able, at least in our area and in Florida, you've always been able to negotiate your commission. And that was the biggest problem with the consumers not feeling they could be able to negotiate. You could always negotiate your commission, or you don't have to sign the contract.
Yeah.
So, where it's going to change is on the buying side. And so now what we're seeing is you're going to be forced to sign a buyer brokerage agreement, which ties the buyer and the agent together to go through this process. So, and that's supposedly going to be, everything's still up for negotiation. I don't think anything's been finalized yet. But that's where that's going to change. So and on the buying side, you're promising that if they can't get that commission from the selling side, then you're going to be responsible. So there'll be compensation requirements within that buyer broker agreement. So that's what's going to be changed, because up till now, I could just find you on Zillow or, down the street. We could have a conversation. I could start showing you houses, and as the buyer, you have no obligation to me or my brokerage.
Yeah.
So if you then all of a sudden 2 weeks later, I show you 6 houses, 2 weeks later, you just wander into an open house and sign a contract with the selling agent, all that time and energy of the buyer agent has now been, essentially wasted, and they've worked for free without being compensated. So that's where that relationship's going to change, and I'll be interested to see how that works out.
I like that protection for that realtor in that situation.
Well, it's for the client as well.
Yeah.
It's back and forth with making sure that, what's expected from both sides is now on paper, and there's a signature to it.
Yeah, no, I think it's good because I've been in sales and marketing for a long time. And even after I bought my house, when we were looking at furniture, we went to a store, bought some furniture, we left. And then a few weeks later, we were like, you know what? We liked that other thing. So we went back, and you know how it is in furniture. And I asked for that person, and the guy that was up was like, He was not happy, but I went back to the other salesperson because they're commission only.
But not everyone does that. A lot of people will just go back in, not remember who their salesperson was, and just like, that's what I want. They'll buy it. And, you might have just spent 5 hours with that person 2 weeks before picking out those couches and sitting on every single couch and going through every single deal and haggling.
How did you know I did that? Actually, we did.
It was an assumption.
We did do that.
But
I really
that sales rep is the one that earned that commission. And just because you didn't buy that day and you decided to come back 2 weeks later, you were ethically good about it and made sure that person got the credit for that sale. That happens all the time in our industry, where you could be working with someone 6 months and a year. You could take them to 100 houses. And
Well, I'm going to take a break so you can put that. She doesn't have to take the sign out. So I am glad that you mentioned this, because honestly, I really think that people, whether you are in sales or not, should understand that and have that ethics for yourself as a buyer.
Correct.
And with that, we're going to take a break, but we have a lot more to talk about. So stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Host your very own show every week at Evergreen Media Network in Vero Beach. Go live to YouTube and Facebook with up to 4 people and your very own producer. Be heard on more than 15 podcast platforms and local radio. All you have to do is show up and talk. Your guests can join from anywhere in the world. It's easy to get started with the largest podcast studio on the Treasure Coast. Contact Evergreen Media to tour the studio.
At Sunshine Furniture, our 35,000 square foot showroom is filled with the largest selection of in-stock coastal furniture on the Treasure Coast. Dining and bedroom sets, occasional tables, sofas, sleeper sofas, love seats, and chairs in all the latest styles and colors from Tommy Bahama, Lexington, Hooker, Riverside, Universal, Four Seasons, Braxton Color, and Capri. We're the outdoor furniture experts and have hundreds of styles of any patio furniture you need, including a gallery of Berlin Gardens, Hollywood, and Kingsley Bait. We specialize in fire bits, outdoor rugs, umbrellas, and replacement cushions. Right now, we're having a super summer sale with lots of great markdowns and discounts on everything you need for your Florida home, including all pictures, lamps, and accessories are half price. Sunshine Furniture, $12.95 US 1 in the Publix Plaza, Vero Beach. Don't forget to visit our outlet store directly across the street and visit our website at sunshinefurniturecasual.com.
Sunshine Furniture.
Sturgis Lumber is the most trusted hardware store in Indian River County, and it's so much more than just lumber. Sturgis stocks stainless steel products such as screws, bolts, and threaded rods, power tools, hand tools, and saw blades, construction supplies like caulking and cement mix, all kinds of painting supplies, even propane refills and tanks, and plumbing and electrical parts. Stop by Sturgis Lumber at 4645 US 1 in Vero Beach. True value quality with a hometown smile. Sturgis Lumber and Hardware.
Welcome back to Treasure Coast Connector. I'm your host, Ellen Contreras, and I'm here with Rob MacCallum of Exit Right Realty. And what we didn't do was we didn't say your address, your website, your phone number in the first half. So if you could do that now for us, please.
So the website is www.exitrightfl.com. And our phone number is 772-404-4450.
And where are you located?
We have a brand new, beautiful office right downtown Vero, right across from where Vero Prime and Sean Ryan's pub is. It's in the heart of the theater district. It's right across the hall from the ice cream shop. So
yeah, very nice.
Yeah,
not that you've ever been in there with your 5 kids.
Never.
How many kids do you have?
Two.
Just kidding. Sorry,
What's up to
Colleen.
Colleen?
I know she would love that.
Yeah.
I threw that out there.
But yeah, we just had actually the cool thing is we just had the Vero Beach Arts community come and decorate our office. So there's and today's the first day they're all up, it looks fantastic. We're really excited to walk in this morning and see all the artwork up on our walls. And so we're supporting the local arts community.
So when's the grand opening party?
So I'm still waiting for 2 more signs and a couple more decorations, but I think it'll probably be around mid to end July.
Okay, very good. I'll have to just pencil that in my calendar.
I'll let you know exactly.
Very good. That'll be a lot of fun. Now, we're talking about this new office, so there's always things happening at Exit Right Realty. So just tell me the latest, greatest, anything you want to talk about the agency.
Yeah, so our biggest news is that that office opening. We have 27 agents, and they're all doing some great things. Yeah. They're pushing the limits on the markets, and they're really getting a lot of training in. So that's really what we were focused on. We're focused on upping our game now that we have our office, because we were without an office because we were going to be building out an office
on airport.
Up at the airport. Yeah. And then that just it just became really too costly, and we were still another 6 to 9 months minimum out, and I couldn't go 2 years without having an actual space for our agents. Yeah. So this came about, and we just pivoted real quick, and so that's really exciting. We're excited about that office space. We're excited about being downtown. We're excited about working with the businesses around there to revitalize, revamp, and make an exciting area for everyone to be a part of. So we're pumped. Come see us downtown. We love we love it when people pop in the office too.
Yeah, so. Very good. So 27 agents. Wow, that's a lot. But you're continually growing. Yeah,
well, we flipped our mindset. We don't want just any agents. We want good people that want to do real estate, and that's really what we're focused on now. Is the quality of the person, not necessarily the volume of the business or anything like that. So we've reshaped our focus of who we're wanting in our brokerage.
Because you want career-driven agents. Yep. That's actually what, and I think that's what you've always been looking for.
Yeah, well, I mean, we're the best mix between a boutique brokerage that's a hometown name and hometown feel, and the corporate big brands, because our corporate big brand is there to support us, but I have all the local control of the decisions that go on in our local community and for our local company. So that's where we're probably that best middle ground brokerage is the best way to describe us, of being, your boutique, really community driven, and also having all the big tech and all the big support behind us. So, it's a cool company. I invite people to come check it out and ask some questions and do the research on it.
Yeah, very good. Yeah. And then there's something else that you're working on. And so what we're going to do is a little teaser. We're not going to talk about it here, okay? What you want people to come into your office on 14th Avenue, and you want people to go to your socials so that they can understand all that you have going on, as a family man with interest in the community.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, come on by, ask me what we have going on. We have a lot. We're always involved in something, so we'll leave it at that. It's a little teaser. Come check it out. Yeah. Look me up and see what else I'm involved in. Feel free to give me a call and ask questions. Yeah,
because that's something is that you really care about this community and the positive growth business wise, with the kids, all of that. Okay, well, very good. Now, circling back to real estate, we were talking about this in the first half. A while back, the trend was, cash. Everybody had cash, and it was affecting, people that didn't have cash. So what are some of the trends that you're seeing that's going to take us through the rest of the year and maybe into, can you believe, 2025?
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
Right now, it's all over the place. So we have cash offers, but we see a lot of different financing that's coming through. Primarily right now, it's bigger down payments. So that's what I was saying. If you're in a cash position, or even if you're not, but you can have really good terms, that's where you're going to win some ability to buy a house right now. So there's not really like a standard. It's kind of all over the place right now as things go up and down. So the funny thing is, as the interest rates drop, cash becomes more king again, and more people have access to cash. And I think that's because other sectors are also moving with it. So those investments then become a little bit less, fortuitous for some of the investors. So they want to then move their money into, stuff like real estate. So it's a whole big thing. So right now there's no real trend. It's kind of up and down by the month and wherever the interest rates are and whatnot. So it's a little all over the place. So, but that's why I'm saying right now is a great opportunity. If someone wants to buy a house, now is the time to really look at it. We have a lot of inventory, so you have a lot of options and all the different price points. And so, this would be the time to do it before, we see the rates fluctuate again. And a lot of it depends on the election.
I know.
In all honesty, I think a lot of people are waiting to see how that goes to be able to adjust to see where the rates are going to go and where the economy is going to head. So, it's probably going to be this way until first quarter of next year.
Interesting. So now, and I know that a lot of people have a lot of equity in their home. My husband and I have only been in our home for 10 years. Yeah. But wow, has it gone up, right? Yes. And I have never been the type of person that looks at my home as an ATM and says, ooh, honey, let's buy this amazing car. Let's buy a boat. Right. A lot of people will take the money out of their home for vacations and boats and things. And I think that's very, very silly. My own personal opinion, right? Yeah. But what if somebody wanted, let's just say that it's a retired couple and they've long paid off their mortgage. They have a ton, of equity in their home. Is it smart for them to say, you know what, maybe we shouldn't downsize. We'll just stay put. We like our home, but take the equity and then buy property that they can rent out.
Yes.
Is that a good use of, of the equity? I'm having a dry spot, of the equity in your home.
Yeah. So, with that comes a lot of other challenges. So now you're becoming a landlord and a tenant. There's a lot of different tools out there that you can utilize your equity to make. Long story short, you want to make your money work for you the best way you can. And sitting in a house, especially if you're a retired couple that's not looking to move or downsize, you would want to access that equity the best you can. And then maybe get with, as I said, someone like myself who is good with the real estate investment side of things, but I also have a lot of others. So once I understand your goals, I can get you onto a financial planner. I can get you onto some of these other people that, now we can really see how your money can work for you. So right now would be a very good time to look at that if you have a lot of equity in your home. And instead of just letting it sit there in your home and build, take it and use it. Yeah. But as you said, don't buy boats, don't buy cars, buy something that's going to increase your value and your net worth.
Yeah. Okay. I really like that. So she told us we only have 60 seconds left. Very unfair. Goes very quick.
It does.
Okay. But thank you again for being here, because every time you've been on the show, it's been very helpful for the people that are listening and watching. So I want people to go again. So give your phone number, your website, all of that.
So www.exitrightfl.com and 772-404-4450. That's our office's line.
Very good. And so I just want to say thank you so much for being here. And thank you, everyone, for listening and watching. And if you're ready to make a real estate move, you have to talk to Rob MacCallum of Exit Right Realty. My name is Ellen Contreras, host of Treasure Coast Connector. Until next week, I miss you already.